Hey guys, this is going to be the ticket mission run in Mog's Intersecting Wheels, and this is going to be a very hard carry for Mog. In this fight, the only thing that Mog ever does on his turn is use either the additional ability, call ability, or brave attacks, so you don't need any of his other weapon passives. Although I guess if you do have a spear ultimate weapon, I would highly recommend to equip it on Mog, only for the reason, as you can see here, that he participates in the follow-up launch attacks. So having the ultimate weapon at this allows him to contribute a wee bit on damage. But if you don't have a spear ultimate weapon, don't worry about it, just give him any other weapon. He doesn't really need to contribute anything, and Machina and Sherlotta will hard carry the stage entirely. The starting turn order you want is Machina starting first, and you want Sherlotta going second, but the good thing is that Machina has the Seed Rain's base call, so if Sherlotta isn't going second, just use the Seed Rain's base call and pull her turn so that she acts right after him. Have Machina use LD and EX on his first turn. The EX is particularly important, and I will explain why later in the fight. Now, coming to Sherlotta's turn, she functions primarily as the Aura Bot support, but also as the Force Gauge charger. So what you want with her is to use S1 and EX until Force Gauge is between 90 to 100%. Now I did give Sherlotta the Raijin LD call as well, and you do need the Raijin LD call here. It is part of the strategy, not only to avoid debuffs, but the damage prevention actually comes in pretty handy later on in the fight. You don't need a full Force Gauge with Sherlotta, anywhere between 90 to 100% will do, because Mog still has his turn coming up. Finally, just end Sherlotta's turn using her BT Plus to get the BT Aura going. Now coming to Mog's turn, I gave Mog the Lunafreya LD call mainly so that he can buff Quick Prayer on the other two party members. Now that being said, on hindsight, I don't think this is particularly crucial. You can probably do the same thing without the Lunafreya LD call. If you don't have Lunafreya LD call, instead what you want to do is use BT Plus on Machina's first turn instead of EX, and use Machina's EX inside his BT mode later on. It is vital that you use his EX somewhere so that you get his EX buff up before the end of Machina's BT mode. Now for Mog's turn, do not use any skills. Use Brave Plus or HP Plus attack. Now why is that? Because when Mog does his attacks or his regular abilities, he will also do Plasma Plus follow up, and Plasma Plus has a chance to land Confuse. You do not want to confuse the bosses. Yes, I know that sounds silly, but really, you do not want to confuse the bosses. When the bosses are confused, they won't be able to trigger their attacks and their counter attack, and you actually do want them to use them, because as always we will be making full use of the boss's attacks to our benefit. So just trust me on this. On Mog's turn, just spam his additional ability and end his turn using either Brave or HP attack. Now on Machina's turn, you want to start off with BT Plus on the Quick Prayer. Like I said, if you don't have Lunafreya, use his BT Plus on his first turn at the start instead, and then just go straight into Force Time here and use EX inside his BT mode once. Anyway, since I've used EX at the start, so I used BT Plus, go into Force Time here, and then immediately go BT mode. Now granted, you are starting BT mode at a very low force bonus percentage, So Machina's BT mode isn't going to kill off the bosses or anything near that. But that's not the purpose of BT mode. The purpose of BT mode here is to bring the bosses low enough to the point that they trigger Snowstorm or their Blizzard, and this triggers when one of the bosses hits 69%, so you should be able to easily get the bosses to this threshold. Just spam his HP Furious Blades every single turn unless you need to use his EX to get his EX buff up. Again, it is important, you must get Machina's EX buff by the end of his BT mode. You come out of BT mode with 3 turns of force time remaining, and as you can see, during Blizzard, the bosses will actually counter attack your attacks with Blizzard Plus. This is actually a good thing, because as you can see, every time they do Blizzard Plus, Machina will counter attack for some sweet damage, and you get plus 25% force gauge bonus. Take note that if the bosses are confused by Mog, Blizzard Plus will not trigger, so you actually lose out on damage and you lose out on the plus 25%. So just do Brave or HP Plus attack on Mog on his turn. During Sherlotta's turn, you also want to just spam her Force Echoes. This way you get to remain in force time longer, and you will also trigger Blizzard Plus when she does this attack. Here you are actually hoping that Blizzard Plus will break your characters and the bosses will get a turn, because if the bosses get a turn, they will do an attack and Machina will trigger Spiral Linchpin and counter for a nice plus 50%, as you can see right here when boss B gets a turn. Don't forget that Raijin LD call is up, so the bosses are not going to kill you at all. You are guaranteed to be safe as long as the Raijin debuff is up. At this point, the bosses are low enough, so you can just pop Brother Summon and finish them off with Machina. There's 2 turns of force time remaining here, so if you do need the additional damage, you can use LD first before using HP plus attack on Machina to end the fight. There are many ways to carry Mog through this stage, but I particularly like this approach because it abuses the boss's Blizzard plus counter attack to our advantage. Anyway, that's it for this run. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe, really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!